exactly what he does, because he's a selfish, fat idiot.
Shut up, all of you. Shut up. I'm not sharing any of my Bitcoin with any of you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to This Week in Crypto. I'm going to go over some of the stuff I thought was interesting and maybe stuff that hasn't been covered as much elsewhere, because there's really no reason to go over anything else. If this is your first time on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell for notifications. I try to get out at least 2-3 videos a week. Please crush that like button. Really helps me out, and leave a comment. I will definitely get back with you. Well, as I said in my Phantasma video, that Phantasma was gracious and gave us 1,500 soul tokens to give away, so I'm gonna give those away now. Let's head over to the random comment picker. Well, let's head back over to the video, and stop the ad, and hold on one sec. Okay. Put that in there, and 13 unique comments. Filter the duplicates. Good to go. And pick the random winner. It is Lossop Delicioso. So, Lossop Delicioso, go ahead and go to the About section on my page. Just go to the main page and then to About. And you click this. You got to prove you're not a robot. Gives you my email. Just email me your email and your Neo address for your Neo wallet, and I will send you those 1,500 soul tokens. All right, let us get into what's going on. First, we'll just check the market out. Going over to CoinMarketCap. It's a great week. Everything's up. I'll spend a few. I don't usually spend a lot of time just on the markets because it's very basic, and you know, everyone goes over that. But I think something needs to really be said that no one's saying when it comes to the bear market in general. I think it's pretty much over. I think a lot of people are waiting for this, magic wand or this unicorn to come prancing out of the fog in some kind of super majesty, with choirs of angels singing and everyone's bags that are 90% down to just jump back up to where they were during one of the biggest, fastest bull market runs, and very short. If you really think back, the giant jump in gains was really in just a matter of weeks. It's not a normal thing. This bear market has been way over a year. It's kind of like gaining a bunch of weight and just thinking you can lose it in a week. It doesn't happen. It's gradual. But the growth that we've been seeing has been real. It's been consistent. It's been natural. It's not just a ridiculous spike. So I think this is it. I think things are getting back to normal. I think this is the market. It's going to continue to go up. Just my opinion. It's not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. Always do your own analysis and all that. But that's just what I think. It's kind of like, we're when you really think about it, in the past like 10 days or a couple weeks, we've literally went up 25%. I mean, we hit below 3,000 very quick, but it was still low threes, and we're now at 4,178 for a Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 164 bucks. This was at 80 some dollars not that long ago. That's almost double. It was like 86 or 89 dollars. XRP was ridiculous. Litecoin was like 20 bucks. it's not, it's over. This is, and I mean, and it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in a few days. We have had a giant week. I think this is the big boom, but it's pretty massive. Um, if you can't look at it for what it is, I mean, are we going to have a retracement? Yeah, but I think you have to call it. This is amazing, amazing growth. You know what I mean? Um, if you look at some of the 54% for Safe, Ontology, of course, is up. Nexo, Neo's up 20%. Neo just got done with DevCon. Kind of things, like I said, they're really they're just this is the market. This is how it is. Uh, just the market cap, 143 billion dollars. We were looking at going below 100 billion just weeks ago. We were like, oh man, it's going to go below 100. That's 50% in a few weeks that the entire market has grown. This is massive, and it's people just don't seem to think it's that big of a deal. They're looking for this like this watershed event, this one thing, the ETF or whatever it is, it's going to make it explode to where it was before. It's not going to go back to where it was before for quite a while. I mean, that's not how things work. But this is amazing growth. It's been an amazing week, and people really should look at it for what it is. Speaking of what it is, it's from Longhash. 80% of the top 10 crypto assets are up in the last 30 days. That's 30 days of growth. That's growth is not in a bear market. So the past 30 days, top 10 cryptos, 80% of them are up. After the brutal crypto winter saw many coins lose 90% or more of their value, the crypto purge seems to have come to a halt for now. According to data from On-Chain FX, 70% of the top 10 crypto assets are up this month. 80% if you remove Tether stablecoin from the list. 28 of the top 50. That's over half. That's almost 60%. Are in the green. The last month, again, removing the 5 stablecoins from the list. That's 60% of all top 50 crypto assets being up this time last month. So that's the real news. That's the real news. I think the bear, we're moving. We've been moving for like a month. We've added $50 billion to the market itself. That's what it is. But definitely good news. It's been natural. There's been reasons behind a lot of the growth. It's not just looking for a reason, which is always just usually made up and goofy. Bitmain announces their next batch of energy efficient ASIC chip miners for Bitcoin, for SHA-256, for whatever it is, Bitcoin Cash, or whatever, any other ones that are on there. Chinese mining giant ASIC hardware producer Bitmain has announced their next generation of ASIC mining chips. They are designed for the SHA-256 algorithm for their proof of work, such as Bitcoin Cash. They require less power for mining cryptocurrencies, represented 28.6% improvement in power efficiency in comparison to the company's previous chip. The chip will be used in the Antminers models S17 and T17, which will be revealed later this year after they use them for a while. Then they send them out. That's alleged, but probably. I've never bought a new miner. I mean, I bought plenty of miners, but I usually get them on eBay or secondhand, and so they've always been used. But I wouldn't be surprised to buy a new miner and there'd be dust inside and stuff from it being used. But this is just kind of one of the things. Like I said, it's just getting back to the market's just rolling. Things are just normal. Bitmain's coming out with their new, and these things are a lot more powerful. I turned my miners off months ago. I only had 2 Bitcoin miners. One of them was not running right. So I had one that was running, and then I had a lot of script, and I even had a few Sia miners. But I turned everything off because it wasn't profitable. And I live in Texas, where we have really cheap electricity when it comes to the rest of the country, especially. But most parts in the world, I think my electric bill is like 0.08 uh, per kilowatt hour. So it was really good, but it just wasn't worth it. It was a better deal to just buy the coins. Um, DevCon, like I said, is over. It's one of the reasons why Neo's pumping so much. Um, they went over, and I'm really looking at Neo. I know there's been a lot of some controversy, which I mean, a lot of stuff that's been going over with some of their devs is valid. But this article basically goes over they put out 5 new features for native contracts, all assets created in smart contracts, internet resource access, improved DBFT consensus mechanism. So the wrap up is basically they've increased security, they've increased transactions per second, higher efficiency, and reducing the price for the usage, and of course making it the best blockchain. So I'm really glad that they have been working on it, that it's still a viable, because I really started to like Neo a lot this past year. I kind of didn't really get into it when it was blowing up, just because it was so hyped and because everybody went over it, and there were like just fanboys. It wasn't quite cultish, but everybody was they're just too into it. So I really didn't get into it a lot until a few months ago, when things had slowed down. And it really is a very good ecosystem. It's a really good project. So the ambitious plans will align the blockchain with the smart economy of the future, just not anytime soon. So they are working on it. You can I'll leave a link to the article so you can check it out. But you can Google the Neo DevCon, and it was on Bitconnnnnect. All right. One of the reasons also Ethereum's pumping, you've got Constantinople and the upgrades and forks coming 4 days and 11 hours, so a little bit less than a week. By the rumor, sell the news, I don't know, but it's pumping. ETH is definitely pumping. The SEC is reviewing 2 Bitcoin ETF proposals. That's just, like I said, business as usual. This is the market. Everything's getting back to the grind. So U.S. government's back in business, and the SEC is now reviewing the 2 Bitcoin ETF proposals. Who cares? What does that mean? Basically, it just means that the clock starts over. So people will be talking about it for the next 45 days. It's going to happen, but just like I said, the market's growing. Things are moving up. Things are getting better. Just look at projects. Look at teams. Do your due diligence, and then just go with what you think is going to be successful. Because the SEC isn't going to make your project. They're not going to fix, the roadmap. They're not going to fix the problems. They're not going to work on anything. They're not once again, it's not a magic wand. They can make it easier for money to come into the space, but it's not gonna improve on any actual projects or fix anything. It's just gonna hopefully open up a way for more money to come in. But speaking of the government, the FBI has taken an interest and actually outlined key features of scam ICOs and warns investors. So they are taking a look at blockchain and the crypto market. The United States Federal Bureau of Investigation has outlined what it believes to be the consistent threads running through fraudulent initial coin offerings, ICO schemes. The Bureau's perspective was shared in an interview with the Netherlands-based financial news site on the papers on February 19th. According to the FBI, the key strategies of scam offerings include, now this is I like this. I think this is cool. Misrepresentations of their director's professional experience, engineered false impressions of how much traction the ICO has garnered in the industry, and unrealistic promises of prospective returns on tokens. This unrealistic returns, that's something that anyone gets. It's fine. I'm involved with a lot of projects. I'm on high up on the teams of a few. Um, I do a lot of work, in the crypto sphere. Um, so I can tell you, there's a lot of just practices that are scammy. They're really scammy. Um, First off, when you look at a team, doing your due diligence, you really have to dig, because you can just look at someone's LinkedIn and it's like, oh, they worked for IBM. Oh, they founded IBM. Oh, you have to actually look into what they're saying. Check out the college um, that they went to, and that's a lot of work. That really is a lot of work. But if you're putting your money into something, it is something for you to do. And then on their website, they can put they could lie about how much they've taken in. They could you can use bots to increase your community size, which I'm sure everyone, if you're on Telegram or your Discord or whatever, you just get thrown into some room, some room or some project, and you're like, I didn't join this. How did I get here? And there's like 50 people are asking the same thing. What the hell is this about? And that's because you just get hijacked and you get thrown in there. Now, some project that literally has like 2,000 people in their community and has a very small interest. If you look in their Telegram, oh man, there's 37,000 people in this community. This could actually make it. There's so much of it is just a facade. You know what I mean? It's that, like that old meme where there's three different stages of the ICO. It's three different pictures, and it ends with like a 3-year-old's hand drawing of a horse. So they said, like any investment product, rates and return can never be guaranteed. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Having said that, one of the things that they're looking at specifically is the FBI is investigating in the U.S. seeking to speak with those investors who were burned by what has perhaps become the best known scam in cryptocurrency, Bitconnect. So they are looking for people that got burned in Bitconnect. I don't know if everyone remembers this, but Texas was the one that kind of shut everything down. They started I want to say the ball run. They started the boulder rolling that crushed it, and it was fast. I mean, they came out. Texas government came out against Bitconnect and made some releases, and then it was literally like 2 weeks. It was that was it. It was done. There was like another one of the Carolinas, I think, jumped on, and then it was finished. By mid-December 2017, BCC boasted a market cap of over $2.5 billion. That's $2,500 million. Bitconnect guaranteed investors up to a 10% total return per month on their investment, following a tiered investment system that is a nice way to say a pyramid scheme based on the sum of investors' initial deposits. 10% total return per month. That's not huge. It's not crazy. I mean, if you look at my my series on surviving the bear market with bots and masternodes, just with my Rex bot, I'm pulling that easy, or I'm pulling that better. I think I made like 13% last month. But you can't guarantee any return without scamming, um, stealing, or lying. It's just you can't say that you can't guarantee it. So that is, of course, the biggest red flag anywhere. Anything guaranteed is definitely stay away. But FBI looking at it. So things are really moving in the into the realm of legitimacy when it comes to the cryptosphere. Well, Speaking of legitimacy and illegitimacy, FauxToshi, Craig Wright, is back in the news, once again saying that he is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Well, guess what? I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. We're all Satoshi Nakamoto. Me, you, Oscar, all of us. But not Craig Wright.
So there's a couple of things here. One, he self-professed Satoshi Craig Wright answers the CFTC's request for input on crypto markets. So he submitted some crap to this commission, and he said that he would swear under oath to this commission that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. So that gets in the news because he's going to swear under oath, but it doesn't mean anything like everything he does. And I'm talking about him, so I'm a freaking idiot. Everyone else talks about him, so they're all freaking idiots. He was on a Crypto Trader, and he was a dick. And the host just bowed down to him. He said, "If you ask me that one more time, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm just gonna hit the end button." So the dude's like, "Okay, don't do that, buddy. Okay, sure. We won't talk about things that are, real." So anyway, this commission that he said he would swear that he was Satoshi under oath, it doesn't matter because it's not a felony or crime to lie under oath to this commission. It's literally like if Hillary Clinton went to your Rotary Club in your hometown at the Sizzler, on Sunday night, and she's like, "I'll swear on the Bible to this Rotary Club that I did not a terrible criminal involved in horrible things." Um, it doesn't matter. It's not against the law to swear under oath to the Rotary Club. Um, oh my God, there's a Rotary symbol in the commission. It's literally like he's gonna swear to the Rotary Club. So anyway, he did that. But then he also, in the past week, he released these papers, which said that they were drafts from 2001, I believe, that were exact copies of the Satoshi's white paper. And he's like, "See, there's proof. This is from 2001." About what I was. It was like some other project he was working on then, for in Australia. But but so what's he every time, I don't know why this dude's still in the news, because every time he comes out with his proof, then he's completely exposed as a liar, and and then he just comes out like a couple months later with some new thing. You know what I mean? Um. So anyway, he put forth this was my white paper that he came up with in 2001. But Satoshi shared a draft of the white paper from that was released 2008. So someone released that, and there was corrections made. So from the earlier draft in 2008 to the one that came out later as the final draft, there were corrections on the final draft. But the one that he submitted that said it was from 2001 had the corrections on it that were from the later draft in 2008. So how would he have had those corrections on there years and years before? The obvious. Dude, such an idiot, man. Quadriga CX. More. I mean, it's just more crap about Quadriga. I'll just really touch on it. There's so many things that are just. I mean, it's either like I've said, it's either a huge scam or they're just complete idiots. Total mismanagement. There's just more things that are coming out that don't make sense because there's like recordings and internet and archives and things that I guess stupid people don't think exist. Quadriga founder may have stored private keys on paper in a safety deposit box. How would they know that? Oh, because he said it like a bunch of times, which I've talked about before. The founder of major Canadian crypto exchange Quadriga CX, Gerald Cotton, may have stored the exchange's private keys on paper in the safety deposit box. Bloomberg reported on February 15th. By the way, Bloomberg, so this is really, getting a lot of traction. In an interview on the True Bromance podcast in February of 2014, Cotton warned of the danger of losing keys to cold wallet storage systems, thus losing access to the assets stored on them. Even the U.S. government, with the biggest computers in the world, could not retrieve those coins if you lost the private keys. It's impossible to retrieve those, Cotton said. So this guy is a proponent of security and on cold storage and knows what the hell he's doing. He's not an idiot. And then he goes to India and it's like, hey, let me take the company's cold storage wallets with the only private keys, and then I'll die of Crohn's disease. It's just so stupid. Cotton further explained the best way to keep private keys, which are basically a chain of numbers and letters, is to print them off and then store them offline in a safety deposit box, so that way you can never have your Bitcoin stolen unless someone like breaks into the bank and steals your safe deposit box and gets your private key, and so forth, Cotton added. Quadriga's founder revealed that the team behind the exchange actually stores its private keys offline in the company's safety deposit box at the bank. Cotton explained, essentially, we put a bunch of paper wallets into a safe deposit box and remember the addresses of them. So we just send the money to them. We don't need to go back to the bank every time we want to put money into it. We just send the money from our Bitcoin app directly to those paper wallets and keep them safe in that way. So that was 5 years ago. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. Obviously, it sounds like a complete idiot who didn't know anything about safety and would have taken hundreds of millions of dollars with him to his jaunt to India, and that the entire company would not have had access to. He even said that there was multi-signature cold wallets, other people had access to it. There's so much that's just, a bunch of bullshit about this. But this is the new bullshit, so there you go. Speaking of other issues, major crypto brokerage Coinmama reports that 450,000 users are affected by a data breach. Israeli-based crypto brokerage Coinmama, which allows users to purchase Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is kind of the big deal. Using credit cards, they're an on-ramp. Has suffered a major data breach affecting 450,000 of its users. The incident was disclosed in an official company announcement on February 15th. The breach is reportedly part of a mammoth multi-platform hack that affected 24 companies and a total of 747 million records. Among them, gaming, travel booking, and streaming sites. Coinmama says that the list is around 450,000 email addresses and hashed passwords of users who have registered on the platform before August 5th, 2017, have been posted on a dark web registry. There's an Israeli-based crypto brokerage. Like, it's a very disproportional amount of cybersecurity goes through Israel. So the fact that they broke through to this is pretty big deal. As of February 15th, there has been no evidence that this data is being used by the perpetrators, given the dated nature of the published data. We have no reason to suspect any other Coinmama system are compromised. Coinmama does not store credit card information, so that's cool. They've been really transparent about it, to their credit. They did put out a long statement, what they're doing, what it means for you, and they have a special way to contact them, privacy@coinmama.com. So kudos to them for doing that. Now, some good news, kind of big news. South Korea capital to invest over $1 billion in fintech and blockchain startups by 2022. So that is a lot of money over not a long time. It's $1,000 million that they're putting into it. The Seoul metropolitan government has announced plans to invest more than $1 billion into blockchain and fintech startups by 2022, according to the financial announcement published on February 18th. According to the release, South Korean capital's government plans to use the Seoul Innovation Growth Fund for startups that have various investment problems with Series A funding rounds. The fund launches last year will primarily focus on startups related to blockchain and fintech industries. The Seoul Metropolitan Government announcement underlines the average investment per company in London and Silicon Valley is approximately $6 to $7 million, while in Korea it's only about $1.1 million. Jo In-dong, the head of the Economic Policy Department at Seoul Metropolitan Government, said, "Innovative startup investments will be the cornerstone of corporate growth that creates innovation in our society and will be crucial to the driving force for the growth in innovative venture companies. We will expand our investment to stimulate the startup investment market and to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem." This, I think, is a really huge sign because, I mean, like a year ago, 18 months ago, when we're talking about governments getting involved and will they just completely fight blockchain and fight cryptocurrency? And the smart people always said they're not going to do it because they're going to get left behind. If America is just totally against crypto, totally against blockchain, fight, 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 they're going to fall behind. And other countries are starting to see that, and it's starting to become a race to be involved in the tech. And I think this is going to be a huge shift from even in India. There was so much that went on in India, in Indonesia this past week, as far as them kind of examining their harsh stance on blockchain and crypto in general. So I think this is a big shift in global government policy towards adoption and inclusion because they don't want to get left behind. They want to actually be, jump on the bandwagon and be part of the explosion that's going to happen. Last, this is some kind of sad news. Coinbase supported Bitcoin debit card to shut down operations next month in April. If you're in the United States, this is kind of a big deal. It's not as huge of a deal in other parts of the world because other people have a lot of options when it comes to an off ramp for their crypto, and they have these debit cards that they can use. In the U.S., because of the strict rules and laws, most companies they won't mess with it. Which may be one of the reasons why the Shift card is ending next month. Like my buddy, the Crypto Vapor. If you haven't checked out Crypto Vapor, check out his channel. He has, I think it's like WireX, and there's other, a lot of other options. But it kind of always gives me guff on it because it's so hard for me to get money off. It takes more time. And I mean, I hate doing it. I heard one of the best quotes was from, I forget who said it this week, but he said, turning your crypto over and back into fiat, it's kind of like taking your cash and converting it to seashells. So if you want to convert your seashells, you can't use the Shift coin. The Shift debit card, which allows United States cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase users to spend Bitcoin using a Visa debit card, is reportedly shutting down its operations. The development was posted to Reddit on February 18th with an upload of an email purportedly from the Shift team. It said that it's still going to be deactivated April 11th, but you'll be able to use it up until then if you have one. The reason I really want to go over this because if you do have that and you're losing it, or if you're looking for a way to off ramp your money, or just to have the convenience of spending your crypto with a debit card. My buddy Bitcoin, uh, Crypto Bitcoin Chris, he's been talking about this for a while. He's had it. He really likes it. I signed up for it. It's a BitPay. Um, they just go to bitpay.com. It's very easy to sign up. You can go to the personal and then you sign up for your card. I mean, it is the United States. It is a debit card. You're going to have to give your information. I had to give my social security number, all that. And there is a cost involved. It's I think it was like $10, 10.20. It's like $9.99 or $9.95 plus a transaction fee. So you pay that for your processing, and then they send you your card out. But then you're good to go. Um, and Crypto Bitcoin Chris he's been using it for a while. I really likes it. Also, if you haven't checked his channel out, he has a new channel. It's called Crypto Revolution. Um, just search that. He's putting content out like at least every day, sometimes 2 times a day. Great channel though, great guy. That is about it for everything that's been going on this week that I thought was pretty interesting. If you thought I missed something or you want me to go over something, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments below. I appreciate the comments, appreciate the likes. Remember, if you haven't already, crush the likes. You guys take care. Have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.